This revolution that we are in the midst of is holistic. It's not a political revolution like 1776. It's more like the French Revolution of 1789, or I think really close to Mao's second revolution, the Cultural Revolution. By that, I mean it's holistic. It's not about politics. It's not about Trump and conservatives versus Biden and Democrats. It's not about whether you want to spend this amount of money or that amount of money. It's more than that. It's that, but it's more than that. It spans every aspect of our being. And I mean that literally. Nobody listening to this right now, if I had said 10 years ago, mark my words, I'm a prophet, 10 years from now, there will be 3 sexes. And if you, listener, dare say that there are only 2, you're going to be ostracized and fired from your job. Nobody would believe it. If I said 10 years ago, we're going to ban cooktops that run on natural gas heaters, and we're going to ban V8 engines very quickly because we have to transition by forcing the middle class to take a big hit on green energy. No one would believe it. If I said to you professors, if you professors get up in class and you say that you want the border closed, or you believe that biological men should not compete in female sports, or if you say the case has not been made that government has the ability without catastrophic results in a cost-benefit analysis to address climate change, you're going to lose your job. Say any of those 3, you're out. They wouldn't believe you. If I said 10 years ago, there is no border. It's not that the border is porous like it was under Obama. It's not that federal immigration law is lax. There is no border. It's been destroyed. There is no corpus of federal immigration law. 7 million people have crossed the border. And it's our duty to put them up in hotels through all of our major cities, give them a cell phone, waive any legal consequences for their continued illegal residence in the United States, and more to come. And we're going to be told by the Mexican government that it is our duty to treat their citizens as if they were ours. Nobody would believe that. If I said 10 years ago, 70% of the people who vote will not vote any longer on election day. We're going to go from 30% absentee to 70. And we're not even going to use the word absentee. We're going to call it mail-in ballot or early ballot. And the rejection rate of those ballots is going to plummet because we're going to change the voting laws so radically that it's almost impossible to authenticate a mail-in ballot vis-a-vis a registered name on a registrar's list. Nobody would believe that. Nobody would believe that. If I said there's going 10 years ago, there's going to be a riot. It's not going to be like the Watts riots or the Rodney King riots or the riots that followed Martin Luther King. There's going to be 120 days. There's going to be $2 billion in damage. They're going to torch a federal courthouse, a police precinct, a historic church in Lafayette Square. They're going to try to get to the White House, and nobody's going to pay a price for that. It's going to be pretty much fine. If I said, in addition to all this, then 4 consecutive FBI directors are either going to lie under oath to Congress or to a federal investigator, or they're going to deny and claim amnesia things that they knew were true, whether Mueller or Comey or McCabe or Wray. Nobody would believe me. If I said the FBI 10 years ago, if I said the FBI will be caught hiring Twitter to suppress news so they can warp the 2020 election, nobody would believe me. If I said 10 years ago, hey, just watch this upcoming 2016 election, the 2020 and the 2024 election, the FBI and the DOJ are going to warp. In 2016, they're going to concoct this lie that Donald Trump urinated on prostitutes because he was mad at Obama, who stayed in the same hotel room, and he wanted it known that he did that to the sheets, and that he was working for Vladimir Putin. And that will be a complete lie. And we will doctor FISA affidavits if we have to. We will hire foreign nationals to work on the Clinton campaign if we have to. We will do anything we have to. Nobody would believe it. If I said in 2020, the candidate for president's son, who's committed several felonies, many of which in action, in medias rebus, are on the computer. And to stop that from being known, the FBI is going to take it, hide it for a year, and then tell Twitter not to put any news out other than it's a Russian disinformation ploy. It's not authentic, even though nobody would believe it. If I were to say 10 years ago, they're going to indict an ex-president of the United States for taking out documents that there was a dispute over, or for overvaluing his real estate in New York, or for having Stormy Daniels sign a non-disclosure that he probably had some tawdry relationship with, or that he made a phone call to the Attorney General in Georgia complaining that he thought that the voting wasn't going right, looking and directing him or asking him to go look for things, which the Attorney General refused. And he was going to be tried, not impeached again because he's out of office, but tried, and looking at 500 likely indictment. Nobody would believe it. So what I'm getting at is whether we look at sex, whether we look at the law, whether we look at the destruction of law, shoplifting, whether we look at the border, whether we look at these weaponized agencies, it's every aspect of our life. The person who's listening to this is thinking, if he lives in California, to take one example, should I go buy a pickup? When do you think they're going to outlaw it? Should I buy a diesel pickup? When they're going to outlaw that? When I get my new home, I can't have a gas cooktop or gas hot water heater in it? That's not allowed. It's cheaper. No, you can't. Could we close the border? No, we can't close the border. No. You don't understand. The country has changed in the 10 years. It's in the middle of a cultural revolution, and it affects everything. If I had said 10 years ago, hey, did you see a rerun the other night of Kill a Mockingbird? Oh yeah, I love that movie. Gregory Peck, it was so great. Did you know it was racist? No, you don't understand. It was a courageous movie talking about the evils of race. No. It was white supremacy, white paternalism, and we're going to ban that book. Are you insane? And you know what we're not going to ban? We're not going to have graphic novels in K through 8 libraries. We're not going to ban that because we need to discuss the normative toxic family model. So nobody would believe any of this. And there's certain people who are that you wouldn't think. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Bill Maher, but man, he's saying it like it is. I can't believe it. And Matt Taibbi, I think, has attacked me. He says it like it is. I was always a big fan of Megyn Kelly, but I never associated Megyn Kelly with just anger at the nonsense. But gosh, you listen to her podcast, and I've been on a lot of them. She just says it like she is. She's had it. Those are the types of profiles that we need from all across the political spectrum. We should all look for those people according to their station and honor them, because we really need people to speak out. It doesn't matter what party, it doesn't matter what ideology. Just this country has so much potential. I mean, it's got everything: farmland, fuel, great military, and we're destroying it. This can't go on. You can't take a city like San Francisco and destroy it, or homeless people defecating in front of people, or people walking out with stuff that you own in your own store and you can't do anything about it. It can't go on. And we need people to call it out.